श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम् श्रीशैलाभिजनाम्बुराशिशिनं श्रीकृष्णदातात्मजं श्रीशैलान्वयदेवनाथसुधयः प्राप्तागमान् तद्वयं पादाब्जे नरसिंहताते गुरोर्न्यस्तात्मरक्षाभरं विद्वद्वृन्दचकोरचन्दिरमहं रामानुजार्यं श्रये श्रीरङ्गसुधामधुसमास्वादयन्तं श्रीरङ्गमहिषीपदपङ्कजात्मजं सुलभाश्रयं सदा मोदसिद्धमद्भुतं भजेऽहं गुरुं तं रङ्गनाथप्रियं सुखासनस्थं हृदयाब्जपीठे चिन्मुद्रयालङ्कृतपाणिपद्मं शुभोपवीतं विमलोर्ध्वपुण्ड्रं नमामि रङ्गं गुरुं अन्तरङ्गे नमामि योगसम्राज्ञीं विजयां विजयप्रदां श्रीरङ्गार्धासनासीनां करुणां मम मातरं गुरुरूपपरं ज्योतिः ज्योतिरूपगुरुः परः अज्ञानमन्दिरं ह्येतत् गुरुविज्ञानमन्दिरं मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः सकृदेव प्रपन्नाय तवास्मीति च याचते अभयं सर्वभूतेभ्यः ददाम्येतद्व्रतं मम मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदः प्राचेतसादासीत् साक्षाद् रामायणात्मना. With salutations to my Guru and the Guru of all Gurus, welcome in our session today. It's nice to see many of you in the morning, Sunday morning especially. Many of you may have made it a habit to attend now. Abhyasena tu kaunteya, as Lord Krishna says. This abhyasa is very important for our lives. It propels us towards our goal in a very systematic manner. Whether we realize it or not, our body, mind, intellect, and the Antaratma, it will itself do the thing on Sunday morning. So that is exactly what is happening to myself. So I hope that is what is happening to some of you. Many of you may be attending for many different reasons, I would presume. From time to time, it is my duty to remind why we are listening to Sundara Kandam, isn't it? So one is, you may be eager to know what exactly is happening here. The other would be to see, okay, some guy is ready to blabber on Sunday mornings. Either or class, let me go and attend, is one other way. The third would be to see if there are any pearls, gems, gold, diamond that is hidden in Srimad Ramayanam. Can I understand and, if possible, assimilate in my life? And I was just reflecting on one of the slokas that is actually in the Smartha Sampradayam of before chanting Srimad Ramayanam, you are supposed to chant some slokas. One of them is Valmiki Giri Sambhuta Ramasagara Gamini Punatu Bhuvanam Punya Ramayana Mahanadi Shlokasara Samakirnam Sarga Kallola Sankulam Kandagraha Mahaminam Vande Ramayana Arnamam. It's a beautiful pair of slokas which conveys the gist of why we need to, go through Srimad Ramayanam as a means of, an undrakol. Srimad Ramayanam as an epic, it is nothing but Srimad Ramachandramurti himself, right? Veda Prachetasadasit Sakshad Ramayanatmana. It is also the Vedas. and it's a replica of the Vedas. And these two slokas basically talk about the fact that Srimad Ramayanam is like an ocean. Okay, Ramayana Arnavam, Ramayana Mahanadi. It's a very big nadi like Narmada or Gange. The moment we think of, a nadi or an ocean, they have different connotations. Nadi, of course, meanders through many different terrains. In a similar manner, you have Balakandam, Ayodhya Kandam, Aranya Kandam, etc. Each one having its own course, isn't it? Of various, so to say, Avatara Purushas who had played their role. At the same time, Ramayanam is also an ocean. And ocean is actually a collection of whatever wealth is available everywhere, isn't it? And if you want to venture into the seas, it is actually not for the ordinary. That is what it says. Valmiki Giri Sambhuta. So Valmiki, as instructed by Narada Maharshi, he is one of the big fish அப்படின்னு சொல்றாரு இந்த ஸ்லோகத்துல. He had the ability to, first of all, he had the interest and he had the nature to be in the ocean, right? Through his tapas. And if you look at a fish in an ocean, it is something which will not be static, isn't it? A fish kind of relishes going through different parts of the ocean. Sometimes it likes to be near the shore, sometimes it feels to be near the surface, sometimes it delves deeper. In a similar manner, Srimad Ramayanam also has so many hidden jewels in the form of Dharma Shastra. And that is the main reason why Perivar, all the elders that we have seen, they used to have this as a practice to do Srimad Ramayana Parayanam on a daily basis. It has somehow slipped out of practice, but I'm very happy that many of you have continued interest in listening to Srimad Ramayana, and this is part of our own contribution to Sanatana Dharma. Let me listen to Srimad Ramayana, and by my Guru's grace, I hope we'll also be able to get closer to what is hidden in this ocean. So with no further ado, let's go into the
one small thought.
Yes.
சரஸ்ஜின்னு ஒரு குரு இருந்தா, அவ சொல்லுவா, அவள்கிட்ட பகவத்கீதை பண்ணி கத்துண்டேன். அவ சொல்லுவா, ஸ்டடியிங் புராணாஸ் அண்ட் இத்திஹாசாஸ் இஸ் நாட் ஃபார் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் பட் ஃபார் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர்மேஷன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவா.
கரெக்ட்.
ஸோ இன்னொன்று ஒன்று. ரெண்டாவது இப்போ நம்ம லிஷலியாக பார்க்குற பொழுது we are really able to get behind that scene and what is happening. நீங்கள் பாராயணம் பண்ணுற போது ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக படிச்சுன்னு போயிடுவோம். we won't really cogitate around that what is happening really இல்லை. ஸோ நீங்கள் இந்த ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி நீங்கள் தான் கொடுத்துருக்கீங்க. இதை ஒரு 10 ஸ்லோகமோ 15 ஸ்லோகமோ அதை நிதானமாக அதை அனுபவித்து போயின்னு இருக்கோம். ஸோ தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் ஆல் யுவர் எஃபர்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் கைங்கரியா.
நாராயணா, தன்யோஸ்மி. நாராயணா, பேசிக்லி தட் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஏன்னா பார்க்கறதுக்கு ரொம்ப குட் ஸ்ட்ரெயின் மாதிரி போயின்னு இருக்கு. 37 தான் இருக்கும், இப்போ 64 சர்க்கம் இருக்கு மொத்தம். பட் ஐ திங்க் ஆஸ் முத்து இஸ் சேயிங், it is important to go through certain aspects. Dharma is hidden in all of these granthas. It is an itihasam. It's an evidence of how dharma was practiced back in Treta Yugam. And Sanatanam solrache Treta Yugathla apply aanadhu ipo apply agadana. There are certain things which may need some kind of modifications, but the root is the same. So that's the reason why it's important to go through in depth. Thank you, Muthu.
Raghavanji.
Yes, Doctor.
The 36th chapter பத்தி people because I read it every day.
Okay.
அதோட பியூட்டி என்னன்னா the how Sita reflects her mind, how Hanuman answers the question. இதை திரும்ப நான் படிச்சதுனால நான் அனலைஸ் பண்ணது, she gets initially she will ask how are people around and how are the relatives எல்லாம் கேட்டுட்டு then she gets angry as a normal human being, like என்னை பார்த்தா நான் இருக்கேன் தெரியுமா தெரியாதா, அப்படியெல்லாம் she will ask questions and then she will say, is he going to come or not? Then அதை வந்து the way ஹனுமன் வந்து அதுக்கு ஆன்சர் பண்றத விதம் பார்த்தீங்கனாலே தெரியும். எப்படி வந்து ஒரு அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேட்டர் ஒரு நெகோசியேஷன்லயோ ஒரு இதுலயோ எப்படி பேசணும் அப்படிங்கறத வந்து the பியூட்டி வந்து அவரோட இது வந்து தெரியும். the greatness of it. அது வந்து அதுதான் நான் வந்து டெய்லி படிக்கும்போது நான் அதை பார்ப்பேன். அவ்வளோ அழகா இருக்கே, அவ்வளோ பியூட்டிஃபுல்லா இருக்கேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அதுதான் ஹைலைட். மேபி எல்லாரும் படிக்கும்போது யூ கேன் என்ஜாய் தட்.
No, certainly. In fact, normally I summarize the previous chapter. Thanks for reminding. The 36th chapter was all about the most important chapter in Srimad Sundara Kandam, which is Anguliya Pradhanam. Hanuman essentially reinforces the trust and faith, gives Sita Mata enormous hope that don't worry, I am indeed a messenger. And here is the proof for that. Adina Arambichi, as doctor is saying, it is quite natural for anybody in such a kind of utmost stress. Remember, she is there for 8 months. Sita Mata is there under Ravana's confines for 8 months. And she would have undergone a lot of torture, physical as well as mental. And she is really not in a state to trust anybody. She has lost hope. 8 மாசம் ஆயிடுத்து, இன்னும் என்னுடைய the so-called love of my life, where is he? I am not able to see him. அப்படின்னு ஒரு சந்தேகம் அடிக்கடி வந்துட்டே இருக்கும். ஆனாக்கா சாரி, I switched over to regional language. What happens is the hope that she has in Srimad Ramachandramurti, her own divine husband, it is like a flame which is flickering. It is on and off. What is keeping that flame alive, if you were to think about it? It is nothing but her constant meditation, constant thinking of Sri Ramachandramurti. That itself gives the hope. So this is a lesson hidden for all of us. Many of us would be pushed to situations where we will lose hope. All kinds of angst, anxiety, depression, we will all go through at some point in our lives, isn't it? All the 9 planets definitely rule us. They will make an impact on us from time to time. So going to Srimad Ramayana prepares us in a proper means. We should not end up blaming the Lord. ஐயோ இப்படி போட்டே என்ன, நீ எல்லாம் பெருமாளா அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது. அதுக்கு proof is Sita Mata, right? That she is telling us as to how to lead our lives. In spite of being in utmost misery, we should not lose hope. We should not miss our connection to the divine. That is what she is telling us. Although at different points in this sargam, she herself says, why is he, has he forgotten me? She goes all the way up to saying, no, he will definitely come, right? So this kind of, the pendulum keeps swinging. And this chapter also beautifully brings forth the importance of a guru. Lord Hanuman actually plays the role of a well-wisher, a messenger, somebody who is a third party to that situation, at the same time is enormously attached to both ends of the party. All right, Hanuman is extremely attached to Lord Ramachandra. At the same time, his adoration and respect for Sita Mata grew infinite times, probably more than his attachment to Lord Rama. Right? The moment Hanuman sees her in person. So Hanuman has not seen Sita until he sits on top of the Simshipa Vriksham. Advarikum, everything is hearsay. Sita is this, Sita is that, this is her jewels, etc., etc. But the moment Hanuman sees her, his bhakti grows enormously. And as Dr. Ravi is saying, it is extremely difficult to play that role of Hanuman. Right? That is why we should Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. You have to be attached infinitely, at the same time detached. He is showing that how to do that also. Hanuman is also giving us a lesson there. As to today's counselors, I have seen here, especially in the UK, you shell out 50 pounds an hour. That person merely listens, and sometimes she parrots what you told to you, and that gives you a sense of relief. அவ்வளவுதான். என்னது எல்லாத்தையும் உள்ள இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் வெளில கொட்டியாச்சு. But has it improved my situation? No. You will go for one more session with her. Right? It doesn't get resolved. That's the art of so-called counseling. It's the easiest job to do. Sorry if there's a counselor here. I don't want to demean your job. But look at what Hanuman has done. Yes, not only absorbed, assimilated, right? What is happening on left side, what is happening on right side, what is my duty? I should be embedded there in that moment so that both parties feel that yes, he is really my well-wisher. He is not, N. Ram reporting in the Hindu. He is somebody who is attached to me. He knows me personally, right? And he's showing engagement. That is the beauty of Lord Hanuman, right? The way he says, he gives a promise, isn't it? I'm going to give a promise. Now, நான் சாப்பிட்ற சாத்து மேல promise, I give promise on whatever I relish in. I relish mountains, I relish fruits and flowers, right? And I'm giving you promise on that behalf that don't worry, Rama will come. That's the beauty of the previous chapter, not to be missed. In fact, if we were to do Parayanam to uplift ourselves, this chapter is good enough for that, is what we feel. Anguliya Pradhanakam. There is no doubt why this is one of the most revered chapters in the entire Srimad Ramayana. Why not Sundara Kandam? So with that, maybe we'll proceed further in the next chapter, which is Sita Pratyanayana Auchityam, Anochityam. Right? So this chapter is all about how Hanuman gets, he moves a little ahead from the role of messenger to somebody who is going to take action. Okay. Sita tadvachanam shutva purnachandra nibhanana hanumantam uvachedam dharmartha sahitam vachaha amurtam vishasam srishtam tvaya vanara bhashitam yaccha nanyamana ramo yaccha shoka parayanaha. Interestingly, so the previous chapter ended with the fact that दृष्ट्वा फलं वा पुष्पं वा यद्वान्यते सुमनोहरं बहुशो हा प्रियेत्येवं श्वसंस्त्वाम् अभिभाषते. Lord Rama is constantly thinking about you. He has forgotten eating, drinking, making merry, etc. He is completely drained in sorrow. அப்படின்னு சொல்றச்சே, she also gets into shokena samana shoka. Ramasya shokena samana shoka, as the last shloka in the previous chapter says. She also gets into an equally compatible mood of shokam. And this is time for Sita to step back, and she takes the role of a guru now. Sita tadvachanam shrutva purnachandra nibhanana dharmartha sahitam vachaha uvacha. She is now going to talk dharma. She is going to preach dharma to Hanuman. Right? In other words, it is a joint duty of the husband and wife to follow dharma. Not only follow, but also know what is dharma. Know dharma, follow dharma, and then preach dharma. That is the beauty, that nobody is left out. And what is she saying? Amritam visasamshristam tvaya vanara bhashtam. You have indeed conveyed a beautiful message to me, that you are a messenger. You come from my own camp. That is the Amritam part of it. You have proved it by giving my Lord's Sri Ramanamankitam, the embossed ring that has lifted my hopes. That is definitely Amritam. But it is also along with poison, Visham. Enna abdinaka, you have conveyed a very tough message to me, that my Lord is completely in a state of inaction because of depression. He is constantly thinking of me. That also gives me a lot of worry. Okay, although he is a Satya Parakrama, I have got into a state of doubts. Etcha na anyamana ramaha, etcha shoka parayana. He is not thinking of anything else, and he is drowned in sorrow. This is the Visham part of what he conveyed. ऐश्वर्यो वा सुविस्तीर्णे व्यसने वा सुदारुणे रज्ज्वेव पुरुषं बद्ध्वा कृतान्तः परिकर्षति विधिर्नूनमसंहार्यः प्राणिनां प्लवगोत्तम सौमित्रिं मां च रामं च व्यसनैः पश्य मोहितान्. This is the dharmartha sahitam vakyam that she is saying. Aishwaryeva suvistirne vyasaneva darune. See the fact that destiny never leaves anybody, isn't it? Whether you are in Aishwaryam, you are rolling in luxury, or you are completely drowned in sorrow, right? Sudarune, in lots of adversity. It doesn't matter. Rajveva Purusham Badva Kritanta Parikashyati. Lord Yama doesn't leave anybody. He is ready to take away the lives of people. And death does not look at whether you are somebody who is leading a luxurious life or somebody drowned in sorrow. It is bound to happen. And vidhihi nunam asamharyaha. Nobody can win over destiny. Right? Klaninam plavagottama. Saumitrim mamcha. Look at the state of Lakshmana, Rama, or myself. Right? We are in a pitiful state now. We are all grieving and nothing can be done. In some sense, she's talking about vidhi here. That vidhi does not leave anybody. And it's another session as to what is the meaning of vidhi, right? Destiny naka. Where did destiny come from? If you were to question it, vidhi is our own making, right? In some sense, whatever karma we do today will have an impact on our jiva. And it is a kind of collective karma here. When we are tied to others, like our family, friends, etc., it is all a collective karma. Ungalukkulam karma, na solradhellam kekkanum, you are all destined. There is no other option. And the madri karmongiradhu nammala vittu pogadu. Vidhihi appadinaka, that which is destined is one meaning. The other thing, actually in Sanskrit, the letter ha and dha are equivalent. So it is in some sense known as vidhi or vihitam. What is good for us is also known as vidhi. It is not necessarily ஐயோ தலையெழுத்து அப்படின்னு கிடையாது. தலையெழுத்து நன்னா கூட இருக்கலாமே. அந்த தலையெழுத்து whatever is written on your lalatam is because of your karma. But the second thing is it is happening for your own benefit. And in this case, of course, is lokatike upagaram. What is happening to Sita Mata is going to eventually result in happiness to everybody with the destruction of Ravana and his empire. So it is in some sense a sorrowful state, no doubt, that she is saying here. But at the end of it, it is going to result in something good, useful for everybody. Shokasyasya kadaparam raghavodhigamishyati प्लवमानः परिश्रान्तो हतनौ सागरेथा राक्षसानां वधं कृत्वा सूदयित्वा च रावणं लङ्काम् उन्मूलितां कृत्वा कदा द्रक्ष्यति मां पतिः. So the dharma vachanam ended in the 4th slokam. Right? Sita is saying now, when is Lord Rama going to cross over this shokam? I am really concerned now. And is he in a state that he can cross over the ocean and kill Ravana, etc.? It looks like he is in a state hatanauhu sagare yatha. Just like you are in the middle of the ocean and you have lost your ship, right? A ship is wrecked and you have no other means of reaching the shores. It looks like Lord Rama is in such a state now. That's what is my opinion. How is he going to kill all the Rakshasas and do the Unmoolanam of Lanka? In other words, make Lanka without any roots. Moolam illada pandrathu is called Unmoolanam. And when is he going to come and take a look at me? Savachas samtvarasveti yavadevana puryate ayam samvatsarah kalaha tavadhi mama jeevitam vartate dashamo maso dotu seshau plavangama ravanena vishamsena samayo yakrito mama. Let Rama remember that I have a total of 1 year given by Ravana. That is the ultimatum. And I am in the 8th month now. That's what she's saying here. I am samvatsara kala tavati mama jeevitam vartate dashamo maso dvautu seshav plavangma. 2 are left out. She is very good in arithmetics now, isn't it? Just 2 more months are left. And Ravanena Nrishamsena Samayo ya Krito mama. That's the Ravana who doesn't have any kind of compassion for myself. He has simply given 2 more months for me. So it's very interesting that Sita meets Hanuman in the 8th month. It may be correlated or not, but probably it's related to, Garbhopanishad, where in the 8th month, the baby in the womb, the Upanishad says, it actually has the darshan of the Lord. Bless you. And here, what is happening is, in some sense, she is getting the highest hope possible during the 8th month. Probably it's symbolic, may or may not be correlated, but it just strikes my mind. Vibhishanena cha bhratra mama niryatanam prati anunita prayatnena na cha tat kurute matim mama prati pradanam hi ravanasya narochate ravanam margate sankhye mrityukalavashangatam. Hanuman, I also come to know that Vibhishana has tried enormously that don't have Sita in our confine. Give her back to her husband, Lord Rama. And he has tried enormously. In spite of that, Ravanaha na kurute matim. Right? He doesn't seem to have mati at all. And he is not interested in pratipradanam, giving me back to Lord Rama. Therefore, I for certain feel that Ravanam Margate Sankhye Mrityuhu Kalavashangatam. There is going to be a big war now. It is going to happen very soon, and Ravana is going to face death. That I have somehow no doubt about, but I'm just wondering how all of this will happen. Jyeshtha Kanya Nala Nama Vibhishana Suta Kape Taya Mamedamakhyatam Matra Prahitaya Swayam Ashamseyam Harisreshta Kshipram Mam Prapsyate Patihi Antaratma hi me Shuddha Tasminscha Bahavo Gunaha. Jyeshtha Kanya Nala Nama Vibhishana Sutakape. I hear all of this. You may wonder, how did Sita know about Vibhishana supporting her? Appena Instagram irundha, WhatsApp irundha, Vibhishana saying, I am supporting you, right? Sita had no access to the main courts of Ravana, but she happened to listen to this from somebody known as Nala. Nala is the daughter of Vibhishana. Some people say it is Trijata, but it looks like it is Nala, not Trijata. And I have heard about Taya Mamedam Akhyatam Matra Prahitaya Swayam. She is the messenger. She told me that don't worry, my father is counseling Ravana on this, who is, of course, his ears are deaf, his intellect is deaf. Asham Seyam Harishreshta Kshipram Mam Prapsate Patihi. I think it is important that Lord Rama come and take care of me. It looks like he is going to come. I have no doubt about it. And I am able to say this because of one reason. What is that? Antaratma hi me shuddha tasmimscha bahavo gunaha. Right? So Lord Rama is none other than my own Antaratma. That is what she's saying. So this is the fact that she has elevated herself to the role of a guru. And the moment you are one with the Antaratma, you are able to see who that Antaratma is. Who is he? He is a Shuddha Purusha. And he has lot of gunas associated with him. And those Atma Gunas start with Satya Kamaha, Satya Sankalpaha, Satya Parakramaha, as Acharya Ramanuja says, isn't it? In Gadyatrayam. So all those Atma Gunas are immediately seen by me. So therefore, when I go to that level of realization, I have no doubt that Rama is definitely going to come here. So there are two ways of looking at this. One is Antaratma hi me Shuddha means my conscience is very, very clear. And based on my own conscience, I can vouch that this is going to happen. Second is my Antaratma is none other than Rama, and Rama has all these gunas. Both are valid here. Utsaha Paurusham Sattvam. So what are those qualities? She herself is listing. Utsaha Paurusham Sattvam, Anrishamsyam Kritajnata, Vikramascha Prabhavascha, Santivanara Raghave. चतुर्दश सहस्राणि राक्षसानां जघानयः जनस्थाने विना भ्रात्रा शत्रुः कस्तस्य नोद्विजेते. So is somebody who is endowed with utsaham, is basically you can think of it as providing a lot of motivation to others. He himself is highly motivated. அவரை பார்த்தாலே ஒரு உற்சாகம் வரும் இல்லையா? சில பேரை பார்த்தோன்னா ஓடி போயிடணும்னு தோணும். சில பேரை பார்த்தா will get motivated. So Lord Ramachandra, the moment you look at him, your own utsaham bubbles out. The word ut means uttar, right? Uttar means to go up. The prana, the moment you look at Lord Ramachandra, it automatically tries to go upwards. That is the actual meaning of utsaham. Okay, ஒருத்தர் பார்த்தா உற்சாகம் வருது. ஏன் வருதுன்னாக்கா our pranic energies are activated. So that is what actually gives you motivation to continue working, thinking, etc. And Paurusham, he is Paurushecha Apratima. We have already seen that great quality. He is definitely somebody who is manly. And manliness na enna artham? Abdinu or question potukonu illaya? Pure sheteti purushaha. That's the actual definition of Purushatvam. One who has sancharam all over the body, meaning he has extreme knowledge of his own body, what is happening to it. He is highly sensitive. He will take action accordingly. That is one pertaining to one's own self. At the same time, when he looks at others and in terms of dealing with others, he will know what is happening in that person by looking at them. Therefore, he will take actions according to that particular state. This is what is known as manliness. அப்படிங்கிறது gender based translation. Even great ladies like Sita Mata herself has Paurusham, because it depends on how you translate or how you understand. So she is completely aware of herself, is what is known as Purushatvam. That is why Vedas are called as Apaurushayam, isn't it? They are not created by people in a state of Prakriti. It transcends அப்படின்னு ஒரு மீனிங் அங்கே. ஸோ பௌருஷம்ங்கிறது ராமனுடைய ஆத்மகுணம். And of course, Sattvam, he has extreme prowess. Anrishamsyam, he has compassion on other jivas. So one great thing is Dayashatakam ஒன்று இருக்கு. Acharya Vedanta Deshika's shloka. At some point we should all go through the Dayashatakam. He Vedanta Deshika praises this one Atmagunam called compassion in 100 shlokas. She says, இது பெருமாளுக்கு அத்தனை ஆத்மகுணம் இருக்கலாம், ஆனால் இந்த கம்பேஷன் ஒன்று இல்லைன்னாக்கா அது அவரே வேஸ்ட் அப்படிங்கிறார். That is the greatness attached to this Atmagunam. Sorry, what Vedanta Deshika says is, the Lord may have hundreds of Atmagunas, but they will all become null and void if he did not have this one gunam called compassion. And that is what is the greatness of Lord Rama. Sakrideva Prapannaya Tavasriti Chachate. You just have to say once to him that I surrender myself to you. His heart is completely bound with compassion. Kritagnyata, he again, he is grateful to others, right? हम अपने कृतज्ञता को व्यक्त करते हैं அப்படின்ட்டு vote of thanksல சொல்றது உண்டு. Kritagnyata also means one who is aware of his creation or one who is aware of karya karana bhavam is also known as Kritagnyata. What is the cause? What is the effect? அதுக்கு பேர் தான் கிருத்தஜ்ஞா. கிரேட்ஃபுல்னஸ்ன்னு சொல்லிட்டாக்கா எல்லாத்துக்கும் தேங்க்யூன்னு சொல்லிட்டு போறதில்லை. You should really know what is the cause, what is the effect, and you are aware of that. Jna, அப்படின்னா ஞானம். That is something he completely understands. Therefore, what that means is he does not jump into conclusions quickly. Right? இது ஏதோ நாயின் இருக்கு அப்படின்னாக்கா அதை விட்டுடுவார் சில சமயம். அது போட்டான் அப்படியே போட்டோன்ட்டு. You know, he knows the cause and effect. Sometimes he knows, okay, now I have to intervene. Therefore, I see that the end is not proper. So let me intervene and correct it. He exactly knows when to take control, take charge. That is the meaning of Kritagnyata. With the grace of my Guru, I am telling all this. It is not normally understood in those meanings. Okay, this is something we should keep in mind. And Vikramaha, Prabhavaha, these are all talking about his valor. All of these are there in Raghava. Therefore, I don't have to really worry because I have seen the proof in Janasthana. Chaturdasha Sahasrani Rakshasanam Jaghanaya. He killed so many Rakshasas in Janasthana. And he did that single-handedly. Adin solrar Bhratra, Vina Bhratra. Lakshmana, step back. Adinta our chair la photo karachtar. Take the shoot. You be this, cameraman. Adinte, ivare Sunday potti. He won so many Rakshasas in Janasthana. Therefore, Kasta no Dvijayat. I know that nobody can win over Lord Ramachandra. Natashakyastulaytum vyasanai purusharshabha aham tasya prabhavajna shakrasyeva pulomaja. இந்த ஸ்லோகம் என்ன சொல்றதுன்னா, another Atma Guna he has is, he is unshakable from any state he gets into, including that of depression, vyasanaihi. Right? That is our main concern here at the start of the slokam, that you have given me Amrita statement, nectar, which is laced in poison. And that poison is Lord Rama himself has fallen into depression. But I know for sure that he is somebody who is unshakable. He can just wriggle out of that state of depression because he is a Purusha Rishabhaha. Right? If you have seen the Rishabham, the ox, sometimes if clay or mud clings on to the back of the ox, have you seen what the ox does? It shakes its skin and the soil drops off. In that context, he is a Rishabha. He casts off his depression at his own will. That is what is the quality here. The Rishabham has many qualities. One of these qualities is highlighted here. And aham tasya prabhava, I really know his prabhavam. Therefore, Shakrasyeva Pulo, in a manner similar to the wife of Shakra is Indra, that is Pulomaja. Just like Indra's wife knows all about Indra, I also know my husband. And I imagine what Hanuman's state would be, இப்போதானே சொன்னா அவர் ஒரு வாரம் வரமாட்டாரான்னு ஒரு பக்கம் சொல்லிட்டு now she's saying இப்படி கண்ணு உருட்டின்னு இருக்கா ஹனுமானுக்கு தோன்றது. ஓகே, let's see what happens further. शरजाल शुमान् शूरः कपे रामदिवाकरः शत्रुरक्षो मयं तोयम् उपशोषं नैष्यति इति सञ्जल्पमानां तां रामार्थे शोककर्षिताम् अश्रुसम्पूर्णनयनाम् उवाच वचनं कपिः. So she is finally concluding saying, Sharajala Amshuman Shuraha. He is definitely going to come here, fight a war where thousands of his arrows are definitely going to make this entire ocean dry. Toyam upasosham naishyati. So such will be the power of Agni in his arrows. So sometimes we all wonder, those who have seen Ramanand Sagar's Ramayana, you will see, one arrow multiplies into 10, that multiplies into 100. ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? அந்த காலத்தில் சீரியல் பார்த்துருக்கோம், right? So இதெல்லாம் உண்டா அப்படின்னாக்கா, there are ways of doing it. We have lost all that science. In fact, I was reading just the news a couple of days ago. They are doing some interesting research on Australia and Antarctica. And apparently they were bound together hundreds of millions of years ago in a land known as Gondwana. And they have proofs now. One is, of course, a geometric proof. Australia oda bottom, Antarctica, east of Antarctica oda border mix பண்ணாக்கா ஒன்னாயிடும். So they look very similar. But they have gone deeper and figured out that the kind of rocks that exist are also very similar, and they say that there were tectonic plate shifts that were happening quite violently, that they have actually scientifically proved that many mountains actually started flying. I immediately correlated to one of the slokas in Sundara Kandam, where I think it is Mainaka Parvatam, which says that there are so many mountains which are flying in it. See, one thing is we may just cast this off as so-called mythology. That's what people do. But probably there were geophysical events that actually happened. It's all up to, we should not say இதெல்லாம் போயின்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது, இருந்திருக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். Okay, those who are oriented towards buddhi, etc. But those who are emotional, they don't need any of this. ராமர் போட்டார் தெரியுமா உனக்கு, 1000 போச்சு அப்படின்னு இப்போ நம்புறவா இருக்கா, அந்த நம்பிக்கை காப்பாற்றும், அந்த ஸ்ரத்தையை வளர்த்துக்கணும். So just like Sita Mata herself is saying here, Amshumanswara Rama Divakara is none other than Divakara or Aditya himself. அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அங்கதான் அங்க பாட்டம் லைன் என்னன்னாக்கா, இது சஞ்சல்பமானாம் தாம், she is ஜல்பம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கார் அப்படின்னு வால்மீகி சொல்றார். வால்மீகி என்ன சொல்றாருன்னா, she is recounting all of this and in a shoka karshitam, she is still not come out of that mood of worry. Okay, and her eyes are completely filled with tears once again. Ashru sampurna nayanam uvacha vachanam kapihi. In other words, although she knows all of this, she is herself a dharmatma, she is saying all this, that shokam is weighing down on her, that she somehow probably has one more tinge of doubt somewhere hidden. இதை பார்த்துட்டு ஹனுமான் என்ன சொல்றார், श्रुत्वैव तु वचो मह्यं क्षिप्रमेष्यति राघवः चमूं प्रकर्षन् महतीं हर्यऋक्षगणसङ्कुलाम् अथवा मोचयिष्यामि त्वामद्यैव वरानने अस्माद् दुःखादुपारोह मम पृष्ठमनिन्दिते. It is a time for Hanuman to jump into action. Okay, so we can imagine he is very close to Sita Mata under the tree. And what is he saying? Don't worry, Sita Mate, I am there. The moment I go and convey to him that you are here, he will come here. If you Rama will come definitely here immediately. Why is he saying this? Because in the previous sargam, Hanuman actually says Sita that Rama has not yet come here because he doesn't know that you are here. That is a statement he makes. Now he is corroborating that statement, saying, the moment I go and inform Rama that you are here, Kshiprameshyati Raga, he'll come quite instantaneously. He'll come along with a big army, Chamum Prakarshan Mahatim, along with all the monkeys, bears, and so on. We are all there. That is clause number 1. Clause number 2, he says, forget it. If Rama doesn't come, I give you one more option. Adenade adina athava mochayishyami tvam addaivarane. If you are so keen, I can immediately free you, liberate you from this state and make you happy. Asmad dukkhat uparoha. Asmad dukkhat uparoha mama prishtam anindite. Oh Sita, somebody who is blemishless, I give you this option of sitting on my back. I will carry you over to the other side. Tvam tu prushtagatam kritva santarishyami sagaram shaktirasti hime vodhum lankamapi saravanam aham prasravanasthaya raghavayadya maithili prapayishyami shakraya avyam hutamivanalah. So imagine, Hanuman is giving this kind of a extraordinary commitment here. Tvam tu pushtagatam kritva santarishyami sagaram. The moment you sit on my back, I will also fly you across the ocean. Shakti rastihi me vodum lankamapi saravanam. My Shakti, the kind of power that I have, can actually carry not only you, but the entire Lanka along with Ravana. அப்படின்னு சொல்றார் ஹனுமான் அங்க. And the way he would have conveyed it, he would have conveyed that in extreme confidence. Okay, it is not like any of the modern day politicians, right? So this is a statement he is making out of his own Shakti and the knowledge of that Shakti. And where will I carry you? Aham prasravanasthaya Raghavaya adya maithili. I will take you to the Prasravana hills where Lord Ramachandra is, and Prapeshyami. I will ensure that you both are once again together. And the analogy he is giving is Shakraya Havyam Hutam Ivanalaha. In a manner that is similar to a yagam where whatever we give as havis to the Agni, who is the final receiver of that Agni, the whatever you are offering there, like a ghee or whatever, right? That is actually something which goes to Indra. Indraya Harivata Idan Namama அப்படின்னு சொல்றேன் இல்லையா? See, in a yagam, we offer something in the homakundam. And that offering can be a samit, it can be ghee, it can be purnahuti, whatever it is. Where are we offering it? அப்படின்னாக்கா அது அக்னியில், அதுக்காக தான் அந்த புனல் வச்சு ஊதுவா. It should not be offered on ashes or where there is no Agni. It's very important to have Agni burning when you are doing a homam. Because Agni is somebody who is the carrier of whatever we offer to Shakra, who is Indra. In a similar manner, I will carry you from Lanka to Prasravana. That is what Hanuman is saying. In other words, this is a final physical form of giving that confidence that, you don't have to worry, I will carry you. That option exists, Naka. How much freedom that it would have given. Of course, we are going to see how Sita Mata responds to it. I think we have reached the end of the session today, but very interesting way in which Hanuman, there are different ways he is taking up his level of interaction and engagement and so-called offer of help, from giving her knowledge through Ramayanam, that I am somebody you can trust, then giving something material in the form of the Kanayari or the ring. And then it goes on to the aspect of offering help, that I will be your carrier. Instantaneously, I'll carry to Lord Ramachandra. So that's the reason why we all cannot just leave Hanuman. He is somebody who provides us all kinds of help to those who seek his guidance and holy feet. So with these thoughts, we will conclude our session here today.
आभुजान्तश्रीचक्रकुण्डलधरं कुटिलकुन्तलं शिशुं मन्दस्मितरुचिकराधरपुटं पूर्णिमैक्ष्यान्वितं मुखं शरस्योर्ध्वगतिं मुद्रया विदिशन् सव्येन प्रणवं धनुम् मध्ये सुस्थितमुग्धश्यामलमहं श्रीरामं भजे मोहनम् कुरुचरणाम्बुज निर्भरभक्तः गुरुचरणाम्बुज चरणाम्बुजा निर्भरभक्तः संसारार्तचिराद्भव मुक्तः गुरुचरणाम्बुजा कृष्णा कृष्णा सेन्द्रियमानस नियमानेवं रक्षसि निज हृदयस्थं देवं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते
कायेन वाचा मनसा इन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्या आत्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि सर्वं श्रीरामचन्द्रार्पणमस्तु. Have a great day and week ahead. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Namaskaram.
Thank you, Ram.